Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That's why it's called the present. Now, this may seem a little corny, and you might be like, uh, yo, that was like this straight, you're a cornball. Like, why are you telling me that? Aside from roasting myself. Um, do this for me as an actionable step, real quick. Tell me when the last time you woke up in the morning and you were like, man, I'm excited to go about today. The sun's shining in through the blinds. Life is looking great, and I'm just excited to go through another day of this. Just fun time. And for most people, the answer for this would probably be a very long time, if not never. And I feel like this kind of reflects a broader trend towards non-present behavior, because especially if you're a male, honestly, obviously, because I'm not a woman, so I can't speak for them, but if you're a male, mostly what I found is as soon as you wake up, you find, okay, let's say you're getting ready for school. Okay, what do I need to get ready for school, and what do I have later in the day? You're kind of planning for later already. Let's say, okay, I need to brush my teeth, I need to shower, I need to change my clothes, and I have a test today, so let's study for that a bit. You're already thinking about in the future, so you're already not in the present as soon as you wake up, which is pretty crazy. And same thing with zoning out. You've probably been bored, really bored of a lecture, and you're kind of just sitting there like, man, I want to go home, I want to relax, and on this you're just zoning out. Now, what happens when you zone out? Obviously, everyone's done this before. I don't think there's anyone who hasn't zoned out before. So, people usually have to call your name several times to get your attention. And once they kind of like knock you out of this trance, you're, for a little bit at least, kind of just like not you while you're in this like trance, and like as soon as you get out of it. And in doing this, we kind of lose the gift of life. Because in my opinion, the gift of life is truly to give what you have. And the only thing that separates only thing that separates, for example, me from everyone else is my character. Everyone is different in their character, personality, like character traits, all that. Everyone's different in that one aspect. And as my old teacher used to say, if you're my friend watching this, you'll probably remember, he used to say, the end of education is character. And at first I saw it, I was like, yo, what the heck is this dude talking about? But he gave us an example. He was like, imagine if everyone had the same test scores, everyone was really smart, like a 1600 SAT, and these guys all applied to a job. And what is that job going to look like? What is that job going to look at? So everyone has these same test scores. Are you going to want to work with someone who has a 1600 SAT, very smart, but they're really annoying, and they get really angry at you for the littlest things? Probably not, right? So you can start to see why our personality is part of our gift to life. And one of the most important things to do in maintaining this is to stay present. Because as I just said, when you're not present, you're not really yourself. You're focused on a future task, and you're not really in the moment, embracing the moment and giving your gifts of life. Now, all this grinding, like, let's say waking up, you get straight to studying, you do all your tests, all your work, all this, and you go straight to bed. All that grinding, it's going to bring you somewhere, probably. You might make a ton of money, but where's that going to bring you in the broader scheme of life? Let's say you're like 80, and your brain doesn't work as fast. And now what you're going to do? What are you going to do? Because you're too old to do that work. What are you going to do? You don't have a character, because you spent all that time just grinding, and it didn't develop your character at all. That's why one of the things I feel is best to develop this sense of being and this sense of being present is to do humanizing things, like laugh at your mistakes. For example, let me try to think of a mistake I did. Oh yeah, this was a really good one. So I was at the drive-through with my family, and I was driving because I just got my driver's license recently, and I was reaching for the food, and as I and it, I oh my god, damn. In doing so, I reach for the food, and my foot gets off the brake pedal a bit, so the car lurches forward, and me and the like attendant or whatever are holding on to the food at the same time, and I'm like, oh my bad, because I forgot to put it in park. So that was a very embarrassing moment, and me and my family always laugh about it, like always. I'm not gonna be like annoyed about it really, because it's just funny at this point. You look back at it, you're like, funny mistake. I've grown from it, and I'll make sure to put my damn car in park next time. And by doing this, as I said, like it kind of brings you back to your center of experience. It helps you realize that you're a center of being that gets pulled in different ways by thoughts and tasks. Think about that one for a second. You are a center of being that just gets pulled in different ways through thoughts and tasks. And your mission, every now and then, because obviously you have to do tasks, you got to do work every now and then, is to bring yourself back and realize that you're in the present. Because it's very hard, especially if you're just starting off in this whole mindfulness thing. It's very hard to be present all the time, because it probably would get very boring very quickly. So your mission is to be as present as possible and increase that over time. It would be pretty cool being that like old guy that kind of just like sits on the porch, and if you walk up to him, he'll give you like some really wise advice. I don't know why, but I feel like that would just be really cool. And that dude on the porch is probably present 24/7. So you should be more like him. And another really good method to get in touch with yourself is to admit your desires to yourself. As said in The Way of the Superior Man, own your darkest desires. And what he means by this, what David Deida means by this, is you probably have a lot of impulsive thoughts, especially if you're a teenager and bustling with like hormones and whatever. You're probably like thinking all of these crazy things that I'm not gonna say it, and you don't have to say it. We just keep it to ourselves, but acknowledge it. Acknowledge that you're thinking these things, and it doesn't mean like you have to yell to everyone, "Yo, I love trains." You don't have to go in the mall and say that, right? Oh my god. Oh, sorry, I thought I wasn't recording. But it means you should look at your opinion on things and kind of just acknowledge that it's you thinking them. And you have this personality that perceives this thing that everyone else sees in your own specific manner. This helps kind of attach yourself to you. For example, one thought I had today is I was at the gym, and this isn't more of a impulsive and like dark thought, but it is just a simple thought, just an opinion. I was at the gym, I was playing volleyball with my friends, and the dude in front of me, his hair looked so cool. Like he had a really like a textured thing. I don't know what it's called, maybe textured fringe or something. And like his hair was textured, and like the sides were like tapered. Bro, it looked so cool. It looked sick. And mind you, this was in the middle of a freaking game, and this dude would just like just nonchalantly like have the coolest hair I ever seen. Like that was sick. And I thought about like that dude's hair is sick. Now, like someone else might have looked at that, for example, and been like, "Oh, that's normal hair. I see that all the time." See how this kind of gives us our perspective on things, helps us attach ourselves to our own center of being. Now, I'll give you guys another example. So, I'd been saving a pastry in the fridge for a couple of days because I couldn't eat eggs for a religious reason for a couple of days. So I bought that, and I was like, when this thing ends, I can finally eat eggs again. I'm gonna eat that pastry. So I come down, I can finally eat eggs again. I'm so hungry, and I go to the fridge and I come to see my pastry has been eaten. And when I tell you, this few things have ever made me as mad as this. I was fuming. I was so mad. And I look back at that and like I find it funny. So this kind of traces back to the whole laugh at your mistakes thing, but it showed me, like, for example, a part of who I am. I like having my stuff to me. And another person might have been like a more given person. It might have been like, oh nice, whoever took my pastry, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it tasted nice, you know? And like you see, everyone has their own opinions, perspectives on things. And acknowledging this would definitely help you reclaim your center of being and your presence in the current moment. Because as I said in the beginning, the present is a gift. That's why it's called the present. I said today is a gift. That's why it's called the present. But you get the whole idea, right? And I want to read what I have in my notes, because I think this line in specific is just amazing. I want to repeat this again. This helps realize all the methods I just said. This helps realize that you're a center of being, which is pulled in different ways by thoughts and tasks. And while it's fun to reminisce on the past and ponder about the future, you should try and keep the majority of your time in the present, in the practice of being and enjoying life. And not necessarily enjoying, even simply taking in life for what it is. If you're sad, feel that sadness. Don't just put it in the closet and close it. If you're mad, feel that anger. Think about it, reason with it. And for example, that pastry example, I haven't punched a hole in my wall because I sat down, I thought, I reasoned about it. I was like, okay, I'm mad. I'm gonna explain. I'm quite mad, and then we're gonna move on from this. And in doing all this, you get to give your gift to everyone, which is simply your presence. And your presence is not other than your personality, your character traits, what we talked about in the beginning. And while we kind of all work together, work towards our deeper purpose, I feel like these lighter layers and something you'll bring all along through that mission, through that journey, is our character. And we should develop this character because it helps us stay in the moment and appreciate the gift that is today, also known as the present. I'll see y'all tomorrow for the Dopamine Detox series, hopefully. And hope you guys enjoyed. More of a philosophical video, but let me know if you want to see more.